Hey you guys, welcome back to the channel. It's Trey, and I want to talk about the Phase 4 of the MCU. And the reason why I want to talk about the Phase 4 of the MCU because there are two rumors out there that are saying that Marvel is thinking about retconning both Kamala Khan and American Chavez because reasons. And my first initial thing is, so you admit they're failures. They're failure characters. They fail if you have to retcon them and change up so much about them. And the reason why I'm saying this is because there's rumors that Kamala Khan won't be an Inhuman and she won't be doing her embiggen crap. She'll be doing like Green Lantern energy base where she wears bracelets around her arms that gives her powers. And it's just like, so you're basically saying Kamala Khan, Sama Ananat, OC, that she wrote is a failure, right? Because that is exactly what's happening. No. Marvel, you said how great this character is. Keep her origins, keep her powers. Don't try to change it up now. You're trying to do that whole thing where I believe it's in Heroes Reborn. Heroes Reborn is where they changed some of the characters up, right? And Kamala Khan is supposed to basically be like a sidekick of the Power Princess, right? So if that's the case, that means they're probably going to give her like the powers that she has in this new thing. And if that's the case, well, you just admit that the character sucks. Because that's what's happening to me. Because I don't know what to tell you, but to me that sounds like she sucks. Her power sucks. See, it's gonna be an art. Basically, if you guys know, Heroes Reborn, Kamala Khan will become girl power, where she gains powers not through inhuman terrigens, but an artifact from the homeworld of Power Princess. So I guess her powers are going to be like what? Probably super strength, flight, energy blast. And that's what I'm hearing, that there are going to be rumors. I'm not saying it's confirmed, but I'm just saying that why not keep her with her embiggen hands and feet? Are you saying that it's because people wouldn't like it? How people said they didn't like the character's powers to begin with? But no, why change it? Marvel, if you were so confident about this character, and I understand that they can change how to get their powers or whatever, but this is your standout Inhuman character, the Inhumans that you pushed for so long. And don't forget, you had Agents of Shield. People aren't going to forget that, no matter how much Kevin Feige want to be like, oh, it's not canon. It's canon. It's canon, bro. You can try all of that nonsense all you want to, but it's canon. Disney said it's been canon for years. You're not Disney, so it's canon. It's in the same universe. All of this stuff is in the same universe. But why not keep her Inhuman? Why not keep her Inhuman? It ain't like it's impossible for Terrigen Mist to come out of nowhere or whatever, or Terrigen crystals that, grew somewhere or whatever and stuff like that. Because to me, it could be like, oh, Kamala Khan's family had this crystal that's passed on in the family or whatever and stuff like that. And one day she was playing, pretending to be Captain Marvel, and the crystal shattered, and she inhaled the gas or whatever and stuff like that, and she tried to clean up the crystal or whatever and stuff like that or whatever, and tried to clear the house or whatever, ran out to take out the trash or something like that, and the Terrigen Mist cocooned her or whatever, but she was in the backyard, nobody knew where she was at or whatever and stuff like that, until she popped out, and then bam, there's her powers. But to try to retcon it and try to give her like Green Lantern based energy powers, or saying that she wears an artifact around her body in order for her to get powers, is kind of basically saying that the character failed. If you have to retcon her powers that bad, she failed. I haven't really seen a Marvel character where you literally retconned her entire power base And then another one is America Chavez, where they're not only retconning her origins, they're retconning where she came from. So she's not going to be a multi-dimensional alien, to be honest. Because, you know, if anybody knows that she comes from Fallen Paradise in the comic books, her she lives in this paradise utopia, pretty much, where she has her two mothers, and she has the ability to travel throughout the multiverses, and that's literally her powers is traveling through the multiverses using punching the universe with stars, and she has flight and super strength and like semi invulnerability. Like, it's not really that hard. And then she's bisexual. I don't know why people say gay, but the character is bisexual. She let it be known in Young Avengers, if anybody would read the goddamn book and stuff like that, and stop trying to retcon a character. Like, that's nothing. How you retcon a character that was already part of the LGBT community and say, nope, she's just straight up gay now. No, she's bisexual. She was bisexual when she was first introduced, but okay. Because it's that obvious that she came from two moms. So guess what? She has to be gay too, because that's how that works. Even though that doesn't really work 9 times out of 10. Most children of gay parents aren't gay themselves. But okay, let's go with that option. But all right, it's just kind of funny to kind of see that kind of retconning change, because it's just like, aren't you for this whole diversity thing or whatever? And it's a comic book character, and I understand you have to cut out a little bit of stuff or whatever, but you already hit the cosmic level right now. And if you're doing Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness, is it not possible for her to be in a paradise dimension, and it was in danger, and her mother sacrificed themselves to protect their daughter and send her to the Marvel universe to keep her safe? It's not impossible. Why we have to retcon that origin right there or whatever? But the concern is, for me, is since they're making her a younger character instead of being at least 17 by the time she debuted in Young Justice or whatever, is like, are we going to touch down on the LGBT community? Because a lot of things that a lot of people don't know is the problem that's one of the driving forces behind the Young Avengers and Runaways, where like most of the characters was part of the LGBT community. It started getting out of control halfway through, but when the series was good, they had quite a few LGBT characters that were pretty cool. Of course, everybody fan favorite Wiccan and Hulkling came from that, but it's kind of like, oh, everybody was gay, bisexual, or lesbian, and was just kind of like, at some point, this ain't realistic. This ain't realistic. Like, that's what failed. That's how the Young Justice and the Runaways kind of failed. Once they every character start being in the same sex relationship. I think that they killed that for themselves. It's kind of like, okay, you have a few of them, that's fine. But when all of the characters start dating the same sex, it was just kind of like, yeah, get out of here with that. But I wonder, because if the rumors are true about Kamala Khan and American Chavez, and they have to change up their origins or their power sets or whatever and stuff like that, you kind of have to admit that these characters are failures then. And if that's the case, are they going to make those changes in the comic books? Which, no, you wouldn't make those changes in the comic books, because you've been pushing these characters for years and saying how they're the best, how they're better than everybody else, and these are like fan favorite characters. But yet, when it comes to the movies, you want to retcon almost everything about them to make them more appealing. Oh, so it's okay in the movies that you retcon them and change them to make them more appealing, but in the comic books, you can't. Make it make sense, Marvel. Make it make sense, because to me, it sounds like they're failures. What? I mean, the comic books hardly sell, and yes, there are going to be people, well, Kamala Khan Volume 1. Yes, Volume 1 did do okay. It did do okay. And then after that, with the relaunches, the girl ain't never recovered. How many times has the comic book been canceled? No. That's what we're talking about. We're not talking about, oh, it started off with, yes, it started off well. And then after that, it was relaunch, canceled, relaunch, canceled, relaunch, canceled. Same thing with America Chavez. Started off, canceled, relaunch, canceled, then got an all new #1 run, then got canceled. Now we got another all new #1. And I don't know if the recent one is good yet because I haven't read the recent America Chavez run. Because let's be honest, the last runs were just garbage. It's kind of like, did you guys even read Young Avengers when she was in there? Because she was not this character. That's another thing too, is the characterization of both Kamala and America Chavez just completely changes so much that I don't know, but it's kind of funny. To be honest, I'm really surprised they didn't put America Chavez in the Avengers game. I mean, Kate Bishop and Kamala Khan are in there, and that game is a complete failure of a disaster. And the little cartoons that they tried to push them didn't really do that well because most people didn't even watch the cartoons. But okay, sure, anything to push those characters. But I'm just saying, to me, if you gotta retcon the character that bad, then the character was a failure to begin with. You didn't think about the long term of the character. And I don't want to hear, oh, well, realistic or whatever and all that kind of stuff. Look, it's a superhero fantasy movie. And we got superheroes coming out of the gazoo, and she has powers. It's not impractical. I just think that girls really wouldn't like to. The only thing that they can do is stretch their body, make their feet big, and make big, huge fists. But you're a fan of Carol Danvers when she was Miss Marvel, even though Carol Danvers never been Miss Marvel in the MCU, so I don't understand where Kamala would even look, because Kamala was Carol's fan when she was Miss Marvel, but since they never established that, how could Kamala Khan be Carol Danvers' #1 fan if Carol never took the title of Miss Marvel at all? I'm just saying, you guys make it make sense for me, because logic dictates, but okay, yeah. But yeah, those are my thoughts. Tell me what you guys think in the comment section below, and I'll catch you guys later. Peace out.